Hi guys, welcome back to Wind in the Wishes. So I just got back from my trip to Disney World, and one of the really awesome things that I got a chance to finally do was drinks from around the world. It's basically this giant pub crawl that a lot of people like to do at EPCOT, where you go to each pavilion and get a drink. So I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how I made the most of my experience. So the first thing that I did when I got to the parks to prepare myself for this was I bought one of these EPCOT passports. These passports are actually meant for kids to go to each pavilion where they would go and get it signed, like I did in the UK here. But what I did to make it a little bit special was in the corner where there was room, I wrote what I got to drink in each country, just so that I could remember for the future what I liked, or what I drank, and if I liked it. I haven't actually added in if I liked it, but almost everything I liked. It was a little expensive, but it did come with a little button that was really cute and stickers for the whole passport. It's definitely a great souvenir if you're doing the drinks or if you're not doing the drinks. Another thing that I did that a lot of people don't do is I split it up over the course of the day. So I had my first drink at about 11 o'clock in the morning at Mexico. I kind of worked my way around, kind of just hopping around to where I wanted to go. So I went from Mexico to Norway, then to Japan, Morocco, and Germany. And in the middle of that, when I was in Morocco, I actually got some food as well. After I got my beer in Germany, I went over and I had a fast pass for the Finding Nemo ride. So I went over there. At this point, I was actually kind of quite drunk, but I went to Nemo, went on the ride, looked at all the different animals in there, went on Journey to Imagination with a Figment, and then I resumed my trip around the world drinking. I feel like this was the better way to do things, just because when I went back to Canada was where I started my second leg of the tour. There were a lot of people there that were finishing up, and you could tell they had not stopped. And at that point, it seems like you're kind of losing your ability to enjoy the park because you don't remember anything. You're just too sloshed to remember how much fun you're having or what you're drinking. I also knew that I wasn't gonna really like the beers in the UK. I'm not a really big beer drinker. So I actually split my beer with my friend that I was with. Additionally, I knew that I was gonna want the hard root beer in the USA. She knew it was too much sugar for her, so we split that one as well. That was really helpful because we didn't end up wasting drinks. We were just drinking the things that we wanted to drink. If we didn't want it as much, we would just split it. So I knew ahead of time that I was going to be doing this. I budgeted for myself $150, and I think I spent about $120. So, it is kind of expensive. I really want to emphasize at this point that this is not something that Disney sponsors. Disney, there's not like you can buy this thing and then you get a drink at every country. You just go to each country and buy a drink separately. And that's why it sometimes gets a little pricey, and why some people end up really hammered, because you're buying a full-size drink. Typically with Disney, they just have beers and wines, but in the World Showcase, they do also offer some mixed drinks and cocktails, which I did get some of those. Obviously I got a margarita in Mexico. Canada had this amazing maple whiskey mixed drink that was actually both me and my friend that I did it with, that was both of our favorites. The drink in Japan was extremely strong. She said typically they serve them in cups about this big, and I got it in a cup about this big. So you can tell that it was a lot of alcohol to be drinking. Definitely know your limits with this. Don't push yourself. If you have to split this between 2 days, split it between 2 days. It's nice to be able to go in and try all of the drinks, but you don't want to push your limits with this, because it's just going to end up with you not enjoying your vacation, and ultimately what you want to do is enjoy your vacation. Another thing that I did while I was doing drinks from around the world is sporadically, if I found something that I wanted to eat, I would eat it. Like I said earlier, I had lunch in the middle of this. I also had dinner in the middle of my drinking from around the world. I feel like that helped me to maintain that edge of drunk but not so drunk that I'm forgetting everything. You definitely want to make sure that you're eating while you're doing this. That's going to help you maintain that level-headedness and that slight element of sobriety. Another thing that I wish that I had done was drink more water. The next morning we got up kind of early to go to Magic Kingdom. We had Snow White Mine Train fast passes in the morning, so we wanted to get there early. And when I first woke up, I was not feeling well at all, because I didn't have anything else to drink the whole time I was in EPCOT, just the drinks that I had been purchasing from the different countries. And so I was super dehydrated, and I was actually surprised how little I was hungover. I guess you can attribute that to all the ice that they put in their mixed drinks. All right, so one more thing I do want to stress with this is that if you don't take it easy and you don't know your limits, if you push it and get too drunk and cause an issue of any sort, you know, you're too loud, you're too aggressive, you're throwing up, Disney will kick you out. And that is the last thing you want to have happen, because if it's really bad, not only will they kick you out, but they might even ban you from coming back into the parks the rest of your vacation. So then what are you gonna do? Go to Universal? You paid all this money to come to Disney World. You should enjoy the parks. So that's all I have for you today. Definitely go ahead and check out EPCOT's Drinking Around the World. Again, not sponsored by Disney. I just want to emphasize that Disney is not sponsoring this, nor are they encouraging you to do this. If you are of age, you have to be 21. It is America still. You know, definitely enjoy this. I'm merrily on my way to nowhere in particular. See you next time.